Hey everybody, welcome to Cooking with Two Fat Cooks. We have a quick one today. We're just going to make pimento cheese. This is a recipe kind of like a recipe for a sandwich. Most everything's already put together for you. You just got to add it in the right way. I have 8 ounces of sharp cheddar cheese. This is actually a mixture of a sharp cheddar plain and a sharp cheddar with habanero in it. You can use any combination of cheeses that you like. But you want at least half to 3/4 of it to be a sharp cheddar, in my opinion, to get a good pimento cheese. I'm going to work this off of the scale primarily. This recipe again is obviously scalable. Cheese tends to come at the store in 8-ounce bricks. You can buy pre-shredded cheese if you want to. Not going to hurt anything for what you're doing with this. But it's cheaper to buy block cheese. You can get better cheese buying block cheese and just grate it yourself. We already had this grated, so we're skipping that step. But you just use a box grater, grate it down to whatever you want. Now I'm gonna set my scale up, let it come up, and then zero it out. Prep wise, again, it's basically just adding stuff to the... I'm not doing anything yet.
You gotta do it on camera.
Well, darling, I'm going to. Back off.
Listen here. Don't threaten your director with a knife.
Director.
Director. I'm pretty sure that's right. Producer?
So, no, not even close. So total for the recipe, we're looking at 8 ounces of sharp cheddar cheese or some mix with sharp cheddar cheese, 2 ounces of drained diced pimentos. We've got 3 ounces of mayo, and we're gonna add some salt, pepper, and onion. Now for the recipe, it calls for a thin slice of onion, and that's optional. You can add it if you want. I had onion, a big chunk from another project, so I just hanked off a little bit. Do more or less as to how you want it.
It's a great way to use up that little bit left over from another recipe.
And I'm gonna turn this into a little bit of a dice. It ain't gotta be pretty, it's for me, and I'm making pimento cheese with it, so.
It's only fancy if you cut the crust off.
That's right.
This time of year, we love to eat sandwiches. It's hot. When we come inside from outside, we're hot. And
it's summer, by the way.
Yeah.
Because this is being recorded. So.
Oh, yeah. During the summer, we really like sandwiches.
In the deep winter, we love a sandwich. All right. That's all over the counter, so...
So we're doing good so far.
Done. That's right. So this is one of those things like we talked about before. Get everything together, get a bowl that's as big as you need, and then basically get more of
Get a bigger bowl.
Yes. So.
There's a difference between everything fitting in the
Yeah.
bowl and everything fitting in the bowl and you stirring it and it staying in the bowl.
Now we need a quarter cup, that'd be interesting, a quarter teaspoon of kosher salt and a quarter teaspoon of Worcestershire sauce. We're going to do the salt first because I'm smart sometimes, and that way it won't be a liquid going into your salt and being weird.
Now if you were like a bar, you definitely want to add a bunch of salt to your pimento cheese because then people will drink more beer.
I don't think a bar would sell pimento cheese. That's just
Maybe
odd.
a bar should sell pimento cheese.
I don't think
You're
that-
welcome to use this idea, all you bar people. All right, so that was a quarter of what? Half? Quarter? Quarter
each.
teaspoon of Worcester sauce.
Quarter teaspoon salt, quarter teaspoon of Worcestershire.
Worcester.
All right. What's that?
Worcester.
Don't live in England. Don't like the people that much. So.
Oh.
Just saying.
Oh.
All right. So now what I'm going to do is we got everything else in. I'm going to zero the scale, and I'm just going to add my pimentos.
Our pimentos come in a giant can because we use a whole lot of them every week. The small jars in the grocery stores, I think, are 4 ounces.
So you would scale this up to twice the recipe, buy a 4-ounce jar of pimentos and drain it, and you're pretty much just set to go by dumping it in. Again, this is pretty much a sandwich recipe. There's nothing...
And you can put this in the refrigerator and eat on it for a week. If you want to do a smaller recipe, use the leftover pimentos to like make an omelet or something.
So yeah, we'll scale up and down. One thing about this, I should have mentioned this at the beginning, we're going to get this done, and then we're going to put it in the fridge minimum overnight. It really does need to meld together. And so the last step's going to be when we take it out, which we won't worry about right now, but you're going to pretty much mix it back together And then you can finish the spices to how you like. A little bit of salt and pepper, depending on how it tastes to you and how you like it. Now I'm gonna put the mayonnaise in.
So with the habanero in there, are you going to add pepper through this?
No, again, I wouldn't. But if I was doing just
plain cheese,
cheddar, I'd add some black pepper. If I was doing you could do like cheddar and pepper jack or something like that. Probably not again. But it's very customizable. If you're making a plain one, want a little bit of kick, chipotle powder or some chopped store-bought chipotles and sauce mixed in makes it very good. So I've teared my scale out again. And again, I'm looking for about 3 ounces of mayonnaise.
Any idea what that would be measurement-wise?
No, we can do it later, but I find this, get a scale, own a scale. Although I am gonna probably need you to grab me another thing of mayonnaise.
I can do that.
All right. Oh yeah, definitely gonna need another thing of mayonnaise. I got one out. I'm half smart.
I saw that.
I didn't open it
Take
first.
the little
So.
safety cap off for you. Maybe. I'll get my butt kicked by the little safety cap for you. You're welcome. I'm throwing myself on the safety cap.
That's fine. Now the mayonnaise is one of those things where again, you can customize it.
If I were making it, I'd be using Hellmann's.
I meant more along the lines of you can add more or less. I find starting with this will at least get it to where I like it most of the time. Sometimes I'll need to add a little more. Sometimes I probably should not have put so much in. It can depend a little bit on like how your pimentos are, how well drained, that sort of thing. That's 3 ounces right there. But again, it's just a question of what you like. I prefer mine kind of not very loose. I like it to be more of a cheese spread than a sort of sauce you pour on bread. But again, that's my preference. So.
And here he's really demonstrating very well why you want such a big bowl.
Yeah, you're gonna get this everywhere. If I had something that was fancy enough, the Queen was coming or something like that, I'd make it in one bowl, let it sit, and then before I served it, I'd move it off into another bowl, because by the time this is done, there's gonna be a thumbprint on the edge where I've stuck my hand in the mayonnaise, that sort of thing. And you just basically wanna mix to combine. That's as exciting as it gets. There's nothing wrong. You can make a sandwich right now and eat it. It's going to be a lot better, at least tomorrow, once the flavors have had a chance to meld a little bit.
Pimento juice kind of gets into everything.
And again, we'll take this out of the fridge. We'll remix it just to mix everything through, and then we'll taste it at that point and just make sure that if it wants a little more salt or that sort of thing. If we've completely boxed it, we can throw it away and try again.
Big chunk of onion on your.
Yeah.
It's all lonely.
All right. And that's that. And again, it's not terribly soft. That's how I like it. If you prefer a more like store-bought sort of thing, add a little more mayo and you'll be good. All right, and that's it. We'll try to get a shot of taking it out and stirring it back in tomorrow. But that's it. That's the wrong lid.
That's the right lid.
And
I win.
Right.
Y'all enjoy.
I don't like the color.
Go ahead.
All right, everybody, we're back right quick just to finish off the pimento cheese video. And this is just, again, stirring it and taste testing it. So I took this out of the fridge. As you can see, it's melted a little bit. Again, it's pretty stiff, which is where I like it. If this is not to your liking, you can add a little bit more mayonnaise to it. But we're just gonna basically stir it and then double check the seasonings on it.
It looks beautifully creamy.
That's one of the things about letting it sit. You can eat it as soon as you make it, but it's gonna be a whole different thing once you let it sit. Yeah, that's fine. Again, this is the point, if you wanted to, you could add a little salt or whatever to it, a little pepper, but for me, that's perfect right where it is. And that's it. Thank y'all very much, and we will see you all next time.